peppers. We out here to make things better.
Out and bad, who vex lost, who ain't dead, badly wounded. If you come down in this guy to share, boy, make sure you could take, boy. Don't come down here with old talk and soft skin. Glass John, want to run and cry mommy, want to go for pre-action protocol letter, want to go and involve all kind of organizations and states. You want to hit Pep, but when Pep hits your back, you run bawling for help. They go on to the media. Philip hit we. Philip make we cry because you attack we. You attack we from the day. Listen, Mario Meret, this is our whole style mixed down that we had produced. And we're going to release this tomorrow. This on the road tomorrow. And we're releasing it to all of y'all. Satish going to put it on YouTube. It's yours from tomorrow. Right? Let me get Mr. Satish on the line to confirm that if that YouTube dropping tonight. Pep Styles, mixed down with a serious backbeat rhythm section there. Yeah? And they like them styles, eh? People want to know if we dropping that mix on our YouTube tonight for them. They want it bad. Yeah, Satish working on that. We don't stop. We don't stop. So while this video going on, Satish working on that. So Mario, you're getting that tonight. You're going to be driving down the road. Pong in that pong. But listen, man, the seriousness of the thing can't get lost in this. But we had a laugh a little bit, we had a play a little bit too. Because the rest of them outside there, they're talking a big set of talk. Cocaine dollars all over the election, boy. Them buying up media time. You know why? They have to tell somebody. You know, I feel I should hold this back until the night before the election. I want you to remind me. I want all of you to remind me the night before the election how I could prove to you that this was ordained, and even the rain is God's hand in this election. Remind me on the night before the election when Moses only had slaves to free. When Moses only had a staff, God sent him to Pharaoh to say, let my people go. God sent him to Pharaoh with nothing but a staff. And every religion, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, all of you believe this, that Moses went to Pharaoh with nothing but a wooden staff and said, let my people go. The only reason I'm not telling you all tonight is because I don't want Harry back and the crew to realize and try and reposition. I want to say it, but pride goeth before the fall. And I want the master to know I just accounting for the play. I just accounting for the play. It's not my play. But I want you all to remind me the night before, the last live. I'm going to name it the last live. That night, even the rain that fallen today is God's plan. Even that. Let my people go. 57 years of bondage. 58 years of political abuse and banditry. I read a thing Kamala sent out saying it is abuse. When you was there, Kamala, it wasn't abuse. When EMBD Kamala was selling land, when you send your boy to sell land to all your finances, when Trinidad find out who get Caroni land under you, they will cuss stink. But all of them sit down with the acreages, minding their business, coming in under low, just so you don't see a development going up. You don't know what's involved. You don't know how to get state land. They pay no money for that. I'm telling you all this. Not my first choice. Plenty people in this party, not their first choice. we don't have cocaine dollars. I can't fight Faris and Flow and Blink and Digicel. I can't fight the block of the internet. Because people just ask me, how is it possible that your numbers could be kept back so small and you just have the most comments, you just have the most shares for the rest of the week? They're watching your video more than anything else. But while the live going on, they're oppressing and suppressing you. I can't fight that. We can't fight the cocaine dollars. They have a man, one man in Trinidad and Tobago, moves so much cocaine, have so much money, that he was able to buy an industry, an agricultural industry outside of Trinidad that owns land bigger than Trinidad. One man in Trinidad. One man. I ain't calling his name. I ain't telling you what he do to get the money, but what kind of business he was in, but it's cocaine dollars that give him the power to go outside and use Trinidad and Tobago foreign exchange. But I want to tell you this, a progressive empowerment party government will audit. You see, foreign exchange is the wormhole that takes us inside all the banks. Your foreign exchange transactions, that's the wormhole. We're coming inside. We want you to tell us the disproportionate allocation of foreign exchange to whom and to why. We know, we will know from central bank books, unless they burn central bank down. Because brace for them burning down TNTEC and WASA. Only the offices do. You realize when the UNC lost the last election, WASA burned down twice. In a week, they come back and make sure it burned. If it's one thing they're good at, is water racket. Water racket, PNM giving you crossover racket, Kamala gave you box drain racket. $900 million worth of racket. $900 million worth of racket. One man makes so much money with cocaine dollars, he expands to Central America. In a country, he buy the country's whole entire industry. How that happen? What you do to make that kind of money? What you do? But you will never know that in a country where the media is owned by the contract mafia that in bed with each other. You want money? Go in the bank, tell them I send you. That's the game. That's the game. And when Pandey say he will sleep with the devil for power, that's what he was talking about. All of them who inside there. You think Vassan Barrett and Mariano Brown don't know what really going on in this country? But they've been auditioning for a work. And they wanted a gypsy work. They wanted a Peter Taylor sweat. But they wanted a bigger one. They're negotiating hard. They're saying that they have more value. You think Carolyn C. Prasad Bechan, so dotish, that she don't know what really going on in this country? But they want a sweat. They want a position. They want blue lights. They want tax-free. They want to be able to say they is so and so. And in Trinidad and Tobago, to be a politician in political office, you have to be a real so and so. Because the kind of things that is going on. Is that it? Don't look so, no? What is it? Hold your corner. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Yes, that is your boss. Yes, you're watching them thieving, but stay in your lane. Because you don't have the strength of a Philip Alexander. You can talk all the shit you want to talk. But Rowley, outside PNM, is a chihuahua. Colmembert, with his skin back face, outside PNM, is a nowherean. Fitzgerald Hines, outside PNM, with his Pomsite Ras, is nothing. Them fellas that stand up on the authority of the PNM like Patrick Manning did. Patrick Manning stood up on the authority of the cult, of the masses, and it is the same masses that stoned his ass with Rotten Mango 2010. April 2010, when he lost the election. And Rowley and Con Farris, Stewart, them is nothing. You ever hear about them before, PNM? And it is black people power that they're standing on. Faris Al-Rawi, with his little man parts and his tight pants, Faris Al-Rawi is only somebody in this country because of black power. But black power in Trinidad and Tobago doesn't understand itself. It isn't organized. You see, black power organized itself. Keith Rowley could not drive in Saganga. Not after what PNM do the people in Saganga. But they have a man at the bottom of the hill in Saganga that gets water twice a week, and he's happy for that. He doesn't understand that the water that drowning the nation today belongs to him. Belongs to him. And that the system that was designed to wash that water out to sea, to keep his pipe dry, to make his family suffer, was done so deliberately so that the government could justify forming companies like Desalcott to buy $500 million in desalinated water a year. We are a country that, I want to give you the analogy, you know. I want to talk to you today. I was coming on the show with a bag of rice, a full 5-pound bag of rice, because everybody understands a bag of rice. And I was going to open the bag of rice and I was going to take out a little handful. I was going to put away the rest of the rice. I was going to tell you about an organization called NACTA. And NACTA will take out this little handful of rice and ask the rice, how are you feeling? Sad? Who are you voting for? Charlie? Mary? Susie? Or you like salt fruit? And out of those questions with a little handful, NACTA will say the whole bag of rice feels a certain way. But NACTA cannot say the word PEP because they will stop getting funded. The North American Teachers Training, whatever bullshit NACTA stands for, doesn't stand on fudge and Tulum budget. Somebody pays them. Somebody buys the drawers and the underarm deodorant for the man who in charge of NACTA since NACTA formed. Another one-man show. They used to have a Caribbean Chamber of Commerce that had one man and a secretary for 20 years till that run out of ways to make money. And I want to tell you, these things you would know in a country where you can't complain about the performance of certain officers in certain state agencies. But give Philip Edward Alexander, I'll tell you, I'm strong, boy. I'm strong. I have been assembled by the Almighty for a time such as this. When I tell you, on that last night before the election, when I show you this play, and it's not my play, I couldn't do this. I can't make a mountain rise out of the sea, and I can't throw a mountain back into the sea. I am not the author of this play. I am here like Moses. Get up every morning, and you take your instructions, and you pick up your staff, and you walk like Moses. And that's my role. I hear clear because the people who know me, and I mean, Gary Aboud could tell you, Richard Blaze could tell you, everybody who know me could tell you. My son, calling me on the phone here, realize alive. My other son, Kaifa, they could tell you, Philip don't have gold, he don't have silver, he don't have bronze, he don't have copper. Philip don't have brands, Philip don't have styles. Philip couldn't tell you what is a margarine from a fat wheel. And if my son don't put them things for me on my vehicle, I don't know about that. I have no style. I drive for years on what the van come with. So when you see me, if you ever see me looking fashionable, somebody dress me. Because I have none of those needs or desires. They could tell you that. You will never see Philip fighting up in a line to get in the newest opening. There was a place, and I want to tell you, there was a place in one Woodbrook place called Residence. It has had 19 names and 19 changeovers. And I call it, I was referring to Aria when it was already mapped out for years. And I'm thinking Aria is still a place. And I'm thinking it's still a place. I don't know about these things. And it's not because I'm not pretty. It's not because I'm not fashionable. It's not because I'm not a lot of fun to be around. But last night in a Zoom meeting with all of the candidates and the leadership of the party, Sterling Leha telling me in Miaro, boss, they calling for you. Then they stand up and play all fours down there. And they just sing when you see the hand jack. That is where you will find me. You will find me there easy, easy, easy. See that kind of line? And you ain't gonna find me drunk. Because I know I am a soft head and a cheap date. 3 beers and I ain't anybody's. So I gotta be careful what I do and who I going home with. So I just have to pay attention. And I buy a beer and I'll sip it. You ever know somebody who sip a beer till the bottle hot? I have no choice. I have no choice. But I'm telling you, I am not one of those people who is in politics like Simon the Nobrega. He's a fella. Rowley still. I mean, Them fellas buying Viagra by the handful, you know. Here I'm telling you, after you cross a certain age, having sex is like playing pool with a piece of rope. And they could tell you, I ain't breaking no secrets. That is the truth. And all you still out there winding up on people, girl children, like all you have thing to give them. Like all you have message to give them. Them fellas buying. I remember a minister, I went in his car to get something from his jacket because I was handling some communications for Gary Griffith at the time. And the minister asked me to get something for his jacket. And I pull out something from the pocket, something that I never see. And I touch it. Some kind of Chinese dragon scale formula. It's black and it's like tie and a vial with something looking like a syringe. And apparently, that does make, you know grass? It does make razor grass stand up like bamboo. And you need that when you're that age. Viagra keep a lot of these people in politics because they're out there for girls. They're still out there looking for girls. They face like crepe paper. Hear me now? They're looking like the crepe keeper. They face like, what you call them? You could take a pencil and a piece of paper. You know what you used to do with the 25 cents? And do that. And when you move it, you have the 25 cents on the paper. You can do that on corn face. And you come out with a bamboo patch. Them fellas, I'm not joking here. You supposed to know when to step away. I already ready to step away. I want to sit down. You know them? Trinidad have a kind of wooden chair we just make. It have a fan back with flat pieces of wood. It's make like a fan, flat pieces of wood, and two big flat handle that could sit down a coffee cup, or I will sip a single malt scotch with you. I ain't gonna lie. My son will tell you, we collecting single malt scotch from anywhere. That's my new vice. I can't drink plenty, so I gotta make sure that when I'm drinking well. But you know them chair, the big flat handle, all you know when you sit down, you sit back so. See that? Somewhere I tell him under a lime tree, under a lemon tree, with a view of some seawater, and I watch the man, and I cool. I know it's time already. My work, I dey run that, hear that word, Glenn, give me. I dey run that chair. That's my retirement plan. I don't need nothing else. There's nothing else for me. If you see me ever in one of them shiny shirts, the ministers and the MPs as well, when they're going out in the Hyatt, if you see me in one of them things, somebody put that on me. I wouldn't begin to know where to go to buy it. I wouldn't begin to know. And these people need to understand, all of us, we have a time in this world, and there's a season in all of our lives. We have a season as young men. We have a season as young men. Get on with your bad self outside there. When I was a young man and I reached outside there, I hear a term the other day, out and bad. I said that was my whole teenage years. Out and bad. But you get to a place where you become a provider. They're attacking the life. Eh? So if it go away, thank Faris and Stuart and the SIA. But there was a time when there comes a time when you are a provider and an example to your children, and you have to carry yourself a certain way. Then there's a time when you are a contributor to society and you have to carry yourself a certain way. Then, because you've raised children, those of us who stand, those men who stand up with their children, because it's not easy. I say that my throat crack. To be a father in Trinidad and Tobago, not easy, you know. To be a father with a stick. I see Father's Day. They just make all kind of joke about father on Father's Day, all kind of joke about father on Mother's Day. On Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who are also fathers. And on Father's Day, happy Mother's Day to all the fathers who are also fathers. Fathers is get real stick in Trinidad and Tobago. And that's because of Peter Pan. There are plenty of us with a Peter Pan syndrome, and I want to tell you, the children home watching Nickelodeon, and they in Zen boogieing. They in Siam. They outside. The car shining, the wheels on the car shining, I'm around like that. It want to slip on the road. Yeah, I know I could still pull, girl. Don't tell me I know. There will be suiting me when I'm on the road. I could tell you that. But I know I have a role now in life. I have a role in life. And I told my son, and I told a lot of people, when you are young, the first half of your life, enjoy it. Enjoy it. But the second half of your life, when you know, because never fly in the house, because you know, and I feel it's a PNM fly buzzing in my ear. Something like Rowley. Set a noise, a set a old noise for no reason. When you know that you facing the sunset, the autumn of your life, you're facing the autumn. And I know I will live long. My people 18, 90 and things. But I want to hang decorations on the Christmas tree with my children and my grandchildren. And I want to spend time with my family. I buried a sister. I buried a sister last year. And it's still hard for me to accept. I buried my big sister. She's 2 years older than me, and I buried her. And that's still, it's still, every day, it's still, I feel it. So I want to make sure that the time in front of me is used wisely. I have a unwell relative, and I just got a message that I am on standby. Today, tell you why I am on standby. Today a total stranger wrote me, Mr. Alexander, I'm a PEP member, I have a problem, a neighbor fall along in a hole, break his foot. He in the hospital 2 days now, they have him on drips, he ain't eat, he's a diabetic, and he's gonna lose his foot. I made one call. And if you put me in government, the person I made a call to, who was on the road driving, he said, which hospital? This person, every government, and he's going to hear me, and he's going to message me and tell me, I ain't in all the politics thing. Every political party and every government has offered him the position that he will take. He has no choice. I will staple him to the chair till he accepts it. The position of Minister of Health. A real, talk about a man who will clean out the corruption, and he's strong like me. Stronger. And he can handle. And I just call him. I say, watch me, I driving. And this person now message me. I'm posting it on my thread, on my Facebook. Just check it. If they have anything you could do. He said, which hospital? I say it on the thread. I just copy and paste. He said, no worries. I get in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. A WhatsApp from him saying sorted. Consultants notified. And that's all he had to put. That's all he had to put. In 10 minutes, because I had told the person, sorted, let me know when they attend to you. In 10 minutes. Boss, the hair, he's been fed and he's been prepped. We're waiting to find out when is the surgery. There is only one way that I know how to work. Deal with people who are as good or better than me. You know what I love to see? I love to meet people who are better than me in disciplines. Because and this person is not in the public sector, this doctor, he's not in the public sector. But my thing is, if you're better than me in something, you've just given me a new life goal to get better than you. People say, why you talk the way you talk? When I went in Manning Street for the truck, I ain't knock on nobody's door. There was a woman in St. Augustine that Satish put on blast for an abandoned truck, for an abandoned van with bust-up tires, all the vehicles on one side of the road, she parked on the next side of the road, causing distress to everybody, and she had that van there years. So Satish Ramsaran, head of PEP Media, did a video about that. And she took umbrage. Now, Satish is one of the most decent people you will ever meet. He's strong, but he have a soft heart. So you have to be careful with who you allow to rough him up. So I boil it down and I get Satish to pull down the video. But she's still provoking him. So I tell her, I say, ma'am, this could go two ways, you know. Satish has already made restitution and it is over. But it could go another way. I could come and deal with the issue with the van. And that's a whole different plate of pepper. Understand me. When I went to deal with the truck, I knock on nobody's door. I ring no bell. Who truck is this? I call Simon on the phone. Simon did not break out. You know, he's the chairman of the Diego Martin Regional Corporation. Old people getting robbed on this street. And they write all your 9 months now. Now, you send somebody to say, oh God, Philip, Simon he just get make chairman. But you know, brother, that you have a little regional corporation to run. And you want to run for Diego Martin Central as a candidate, following in the footsteps of Gropama and Daryl Smith. You want to go and eat food at that level. Because you see, you have red girl like this now. You throw away your wife, pull out a red girl, and you want red girl bad. It's a thing, I can't lie. Trinidad man, our downfall, red woman. We had to admit it. But Simon, you take the post, you're taking the salary, you're taking the accolades. Well, by Christ, take the responsibility too. Ask them, bring the pile of the outstanding requests from burgesses, from people who live in the constituency. Let me see what here, because I ought to sit with my team. I ought to say, handle that, deal with that, like get more information on that, backpedal that, get some facts on that, exercise that, organize for us to go down there tomorrow, because it's a plan. And watch that, even the people who leave this party will tell you. Ask Dilworth, ask Ali G, ask Diana Kelly, ask Tony Defoe and he red girl that pull him down. Ask them. You could say what you want about me. 1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cup, 4 cup, man. You could say that. I take in that. But they will tell you one thing. If Philip set out to do something, nothing else could done. That happening. Why you think this party have 28 candidates? Why you think that despite a media blackout and no money, because the members could tell you, they have times they sit down in a meeting and they want to strangle me. Human beings, I've been told, human beings don't have the capacity to do the kind of things that you want us to get done. And we get it done. We get it done. We have, when we went, when the man called me from Manning Street, he said, I know you're busy here, and I see you in Diego Martin, and I see you working in Laburnum Avenue. Old people getting robbed. And in my mind, I see the picture. You know how the old ladies just walk up the road, and there's a hill there. Manning Street is a hill by Congo, all about it from Diego Martin. All you know where Congo Electrical Shop is, that's Manning Street. And when you walk up that street and you cross the little cross street, the first left is uphill. So them old ladies with their bag, the umbrella in the bag, and they're walking up the street. Them is the most harmless thing in the whole world. And it's them on the robbing. So somebody say, you're brave to go there knowing bandits be behind the truck. No, I'm not brave. And that's not foolish. Because I know where I go and I know what works with me. And I know that it is better for them that they don't encounter me. I going forward all the time. Ring no doorbell. Call nobody name. I call Simon. I take the license number and say, let me go. License enough. Nothing. Said, move the truck. Truck had to move. 2 days, they start to cut up the truck. The whole cabin gone. Nobody can hide again. The whole back thing, the tray, that gone. Nobody can hide again. Nobody can hide again. Harry Back, know why I'm calling him Harry Back. And the day before elections, you're going to know who Harry Back is. Harry Back eating. All Harry Back neighbor eating. Harry Back wife, his sister man, his mother, his father. I see his father the other day walking down the road an inch at a time. He walking like a ballerina. When he dead, the angels come in, fluff, 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 and take him and go. Straight there, man. No worm and cockroach for them. If you could eat billions, fluff, 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 I'll sabga. Ask Carlos sabga, ask Tony sabga. Fluff, 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 fluff. The angel come pick you up and go. It's the rest of poor ass we, they just put in hole in the ground or burn up and thing. But the angels just come, Father, Holy Mass, we are here to take this body straight to the pearly gates. That would they believe. That would they feel. And next one, as a man gets older, you just have to negotiate. I hear Charlie on 2.5 Men told his brother, he said, wait until you're paying, planning for the next time you're going to be paying. Men don't age well, you know. We look like we age well. But we have challenges. And for some reason, all the challenges seem to occur in the wiggy area. Because you grow up wiggy first. And at some point, you say, boss, the mileage, you can't make no more. Anyway, we didn't come in this politics thing. We didn't come in this for ourselves. We come in this. I'm just standing by the message here. Satish, if you're hearing me, I emailed you the mix. If you could send the mix. Somebody tell me no more wiggy talk, pull all the way back. But, all right, no problem at all. All the way back. That's it. We'll never use the word again. Glenda is asking me what is, anyway. Ask Glenn, look Glenn there. It's time for us to stop pretending. It's time for us to stop pretending. All right. Anyway, I just got the YouTube for this live. I'm going to share that. Pep Media, we nearly killed them. First we walk in. Win or lose. Police officer called me tonight and tell me I in the ghetto and the youth talking about Philip Alexander and Pep. We going on board, we voting for he. You know why the young people voting Pep? Because they have the most to lose. And they see in front of them a very bleak future with all the cockery that Kamala talking. If you tell, I see Kamala put out a post. If you have an idea for an app, come to the UNC. I want to tell everybody who read that ad, and tell your friends I say this, don't put God out your thoughts and give an idea to anybody in the UNC. They will thief milk and sugar out of coffee. They will thief your idea, and then they will tell you, when you say, I tell you that, they will say, no, we tell you, you tell us back. Them is real old thief, foul thief. If you have an idea for an app, contact somebody outside of Trinidad and Tobago. Do not deal with the PNM or the UNC. For all the love you love them, you know money laws, right? You know money laws. And you're saying, you can't say UNC thief all. You can't say PNM thief all. So you want to say UNC thief more than PNM. But from the moment you say UNC thief more than PNM, if you take UNC name out of it, you're saying PNM thief. You are admitting that the PNM thief. Same thing with the UNC. When I say PNM thief more than UNC, these people putting out, watch me, 592 murders on the PNM is only 488 murders on the UNC. Like 488 murders is a win. That's a good thing. It's only 488 people get gunned down and dead in the road. It's only 488 mothers crying. Only 488 sets of children. Only 488 communities lost. Good boy. What's she mother? What's she crying for? She bandit child. This from people I see posting who fathers cocaine traffickers, money launderers, white collar criminals, use their position in Chamber of Commerce, Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, access to government, and thief hundreds of millions of dollars, bribe specialists, kickback specialists, overpriced contract specialists, and they want to talk about little poor black children who thief in $5 and $10 and sneakers. Sneakers. You want to talk about sneakers, but you can't explain where your money come from. Yeah? You can't explain. We just have it. One day we didn't, and the next day we had. Where it come from? Where your money come from? One day you're driving an old Belmont into St. Mary's College, you slam the left door, the right door open, and next day you're driving BMW X5. Where the money come from? Where? Where? Nobody write your mommy, eh? Not everything is a mommy talk. But where it come from? And nobody brave enough to ask them question. Because they have no other politician in this country that has stepped up to say the banditry, the criminality, the insanity that is Trinidad and Tobago politics has to come to an end. I'm going to tell you this. To the people, to the Felicia Holder, Sean Swinaran, Satish, Ramsaran, Shari Wilson, Lima McLeod, to the people who built this party, to the people who stood up and answered the call, to the people, to the Maya Khans, to the Kezia Rampols, Kisha, to Zeda, Hadassah, to the people who just take the call. I will take this section and I'm going. Raphael Banfield. Nobody have reason to call Raphael Banfield name. But Raphael Banfield, who was never made a deputy political leader, has done more for this party than two former deputy political leaders who, when they were told, listen, you can't handle the post, stand down, have to throw a tantrum and leave the party. Well, haul your ass. Where you do sense? Where you do sense to make you have all that belly and all that talk to walk away from where you was a king. Now you're a commoner and you have to admit that politically you make a bad choice. Make a bad choice. But to all the people, to Debbie Lee Jaikaran, to all the people who stood and built this party, who answered the call, because I have been out here. I've gone far out on a limb, Teresa Marquez. I have gone far out on a limb, and it is the people behind me that has held this party and has built it. And there will never be enough opportunity for me to tell you thank you. And I know you didn't do it for me. I know it's not me you're doing it for. I know Anil Kanta Prasad, who will just do his thing quietly, behind the scenes, for years. Don't want to post, don't want to position. He hear that we have bread, but we have no butter. The next time he come, he walk with butter. And he ain't looking for accolades. And you're seeing him right on post. They had no bread and I bring the butter. Our members are the bones, the skin, the muscle, the blood of this party. They are the people who have given the call for change. They are the people who have given it legs, who have given it the ability, have given me the ability to do what I do. Without them, I am nothing. Without them, without all of those people who have quietly in the background, Jerome Stone, your name have to call. Felicia, remind me as I call Jerome Stone name, I remember Dennis Knock. Remind me to send you Dennis Knock name and number. Dennis have a contribution for the party. But I want to tell you, sitting in meetings, in rooms on a Saturday, when there was more time ahead of us than behind us, when we were staring into the void, when we knew that there were people in this country who knew that Kamala and the UNC cuffed them up in the head, kicked them in the face, and they vote them out, and Rowley and Harry Back and the crew come and cuff them in the head, cuffing them up in the face, kicking them all in the back of the head, kicking them, pissing on them, and right, can't take no more of this, and them same people saying, all right, the Kamala side could take some blows now. We knew that. We knew, sitting in the room with us, that there would be Pontius Pilate and Judas on the same table. We knew. We knew there were people there for their own agenda, that there were people there for their own pocket. We knew. There are people in Trinidad and Tobago who call me on a daily basis, who stood up for politics for the other two parties, who, they're decent people. It's not many, but these are decent people. And you could know it hurting them to see what we doing and what they doing. Because God is going to ask you to come. It's not now. Not now when you're hot and everything going for you. A day will come. And the old people don't tell you, when you ask old people why they're grumpy, you don't know that every step hurts. Your ankle, your knee, your lower back, every step. To sit down, to get up. A time will come in your life when you will realize that ahead of you is death. And at that point, you are going to have to look back at the sum total of your hours, days, weeks, months, years. And you're going to have to account for it. And in the bright light of truth, there is no gray. There is absolute only truth. There's no agenda. There's no what make me make that decision. You made a decision. In that moment. Because you see, ask the elders. Ask them. I was telling people why the young people choose us. Because they have everything to lose. You know why the old people choose Pep? Because they have nothing to lose. And it is the old people that like my voice. It is the old people in this country who rushed first to hold us up. It is the elders in this society of every creed and race that stood with me, who messaged me, who sent for us, sent food, sent water, sent money, say, look, we with you. You know why? They have nothing to lose. And they're thinking, I should have done in my youth, yesterday, when I was young, there were so many songs waiting to be sung. I should have stood up. Because they've seen the consequences of silence. And they've seen that if you get a $50 and he get $50 and she get $50 and everybody get $50, $50 have no value. That it is not about you. It was always about us. Public health in Trinidad and Tobago is how public health is because of us. But you're not going to feel it as us. You're going to feel it as you. When my boy lay down on that mattress, Port of Spain General Hospital, he sent a message for me. He said, Philip, I'm lying down in somebody else's piss because my money ran out. And everything you ever say is true. The hardest thing to hurt me is when I could say, I told you so. Because I told you so don't benefit me at all. You will never see a post on my wall where I say, enter warn them. I showed the Petrotrain workers the entire play that went down 2 years before. Dave Luxus tell me I just do obey. Dave Luxus tell me when I say it, it is happen. It's not that. It's not that my words making it happen. It is just that certain actions have consequences. And you see them. There was a man now that I have helped and I have bailed out from his own mouth that vexed with me now. Because truth is the hardest thing to take. Trinidad and Tobago, 11 days to go. We in the 11th day. 11 days to the rescue. Or 11 days to the 4Q. And I don't mind. I will wake up on Tuesday, August the 11th. Same me. Same good life ahead of me. Most likely, if it is not a Progressive Empowerment Party government, I will be leaving Trinidad. You might see live videos in the future talking about the condition about the London Underground, or why they're not doing a better job moving the snow in Canada. The day I leave Trinidad and Tobago, and people, UNC people and PNM people will take that and share that, look, you're going to leave. I want to tell all of you, if the PNM or the UNC win this election, sell everything. Get out and start over. They are going to put a collar on your neck. They're going to put a saddle on your back. It's not going to be a collar you could see or a saddle you could touch. It's going to be laws. It's going to be rules. It's going to be taxes. You're going to have no choices. You and your children, you will watch your family out of the corner of your eye and know you have to take kick, cuff, and jam. You have to work like a dog just to survive, and you can't talk and you can't say boo because it could get worse. And not for you. You could take more, but it could get worse for them. And that could be hard to bear. If you wake up on August 11th and it is not a Progressive Empowerment Party government, take my stupid advice. Take it, please. Because Drunky Monkey and this old thief, neither of them care about you and your children. And Harry Back and the rest of the Gunga squad in the UNC, they don't care about you. They don't care ass about you. You are a number. According to the gentleman up in Goodwood Park, your job is to keep the lowest class from eating them. They care one ass about you. And they want to put people out there to talk how I just talk. But Banjela said in his song, those who hear my words and playing dumb, many will bawl in time to come. I don't want to hear the screams from Trinidad and Tobago across the seas. Philip, you was right. That don't do nothing for me, and it don't do nothing for you. As Dave Lux say, if you choose bull, take bull and enjoy it. What come the man Forrest? Put your weight in it, the man. Now who's could build a next building? What? You don't have a next in-law Forrest that could build a next abortionist? What? Come on, I'm starting to feel it. How about building a tower on Independence Square? Huh? If you vote for it, don't complain. And if you don't vote, don't complain. You have one choice. Last call. Last call, I tell you plain. Don't like me. The man who tell me, Philip, the way you talk, I like your ideas, but the way you talk is turn me off. I said, I'm not here to turn you on. You're looking for the wrong thing. This is Miss Universe. I ain't looking for your popularity vote. I'm looking for you to hire me to fix this country because the Titanic is steering straight to that iceberg. Tonight, some all you down by UNC waving your virtual flag. Kamala, Kamala. What Kamala? And she all herself going and do now that she couldn't do between 2010 and 2015, that she wasn't motivated to do. You give she a walk. There are videos of she all over Facebook dancing with Julia Roberts when your children was eating mud. You vote for that. When you take it for 5 years and 6 months. Kamala don't give two ass with she drunken self and tell her, I say so. She ain't care one ass. Take Eli Zakur, who running for election in Degomate Northeast. Care if he in Degomate. But you gotta put him to run in Venezuela East. He just there to eat food. He do nice, he do well. He get a gas station license outside Victoria Gardens. That sweet boy. That is a retirement plan. People know you get your little thrift shop, your little 24/7, boom, cash flow. We have cash flow. What else we can get? What else we could take? You think he care? You think any of them really care? Marsha Walker is a decent human being. She is misguided, she is foolish, and she's hypocritical. But she's a decent human being. So you take Marsha Walker, who is one decent human being, and insert her and David Nackett, another decent human being, into the morass and criminality. Them fellas, boy, ask Tanko and Balio sing and them type, but they're licking their lips, boy. Oh, good, it's looking like we're getting it. Come now, man. Come now. So we try and get it now, boy. Remember what we take last time? I wonder what we can take this time. PNM UNC. Here we back on the PNM and the UNC is two sides of the same cancer, and they have no cure other than the Progressive Empowerment Party. And if you think for 1 second that not voting us into office is a loss for us and a win for you, check yourself a year down the road. Check yourself a year down the road. People have to put on, look at Patchy Hunter. People have to already put on fake profiles just to talk what they know. Trinidadians know every racket in this country, but how do you fix racket when the Prime Minister in the racket? If you have to have, who are you going to report them to? Who are you going to report the crooks to? Chief Crook? What's going to happen to you? They ain't taking no action. The UD court that sent me a pre-action protocol letter get exposed on Ian Allen show and Stephen Rees show on Synergy today. Criminals, UD court and Unicom and everything that went on in the Red House and President's House. You had to get a fake name to come on Facebook just to talk because you're afraid. You're afraid. It's bad outside there. And you know it's getting worse. I want to tell you something. On the oil platforms, ask any oil worker. One of the first things you have learned when the helicopter drop you is when you put on the life vest as a man and an explosion happen on the barge, fire start, they just tell you, hold the life vest here and put your hand down in your pants and hold your 2 stones hard and jump. If you don't hold the life vest here, it could fly up and pop your neck and kill you. If you don't hold your 2 stones, the length of fall that you're falling before you hit that water will run up in your throat. You'll never find your 2 balls again. I'm telling you, this election, hold your life vest. So, put your hand in your... Watch now. Vote PEP. Last call. Vernon de Lima is the most successful and honest criminal attorney in this country's history. Vernon de Lima, at 80. The man played the whole... He ain't just play 1 innings. They come for extra time. He get more than 1 innings. Vernon is a successful man with grandchildren all over the world. And he has left. He's escaped the cesspool. And he is in the autumn of his life. He tell you. He said, what was your room? He said, the departure lounge. He, being honest, and he taking his time to tell you vote PEP. Look at Gary Aboud. You think Gary not getting victimized for standing with me? This is Trinidad and Tobago. They organize the gang at the top. So if you speak up and you speak out, they come and cough you in your head and cough you in your face and victimize you. Gary's a successful man. And Gary's a successful man, but he is also a man with a heart for people. So that is why his whole life he has been working as an activist, fighting for things that you wouldn't think to fight for. The first time I hear about fishermen and friends of the sea, I tell myself, that had to be a racket. They had to have something in there for them. But this man just literally cared about the sea. He literally just cared about the environment. He literally cared about the fishermen. Rain fall the other day and stop a march. Gary called me the night before. He said, listen, these 7 fishermen that they murder, I'm going to march for them. I want you to come and march with me. And you can't march with no colors, but I want you to come and march with me. And we was going. When a fella like Gary Aboud step out, Errol Fabian probably tastes canal water. Errol Fabian was a drug addict at the worst of his life. When Errol Fabian could stand with you and talk with you, I'm telling you, You don't take people like them for granted. You don't take their voice for granted. I have teachers, deans, priests that want to stand up and say, PEP, you want to see an orange revolution, wash this country clean, vote for the Progressive Empowerment Party. All them white-collar criminals. I'm contractor telling me today. Fellow people betting on you now, you know. Contractors. And when you watch the TV and you see that we're running TV shows that cost $42,000 per hour, it's people helping us now, you know. And it is small people that are taking a chance because they can't have a life. The most they could get is you want to be a contractor, you want to be the contracting business, and the only way you get in contract is if you're paying bribe. There are people, a contractor the other day talking to me on the pavement outside Country Club. I say this to the country, say you're mad, they will find out who I am. That one man winning contract, he don't own a shovel. He's selling the contract to the next man who never touched dirt in his life. By the time it reached down on the ground to the actual man who do the job, 5 different people change hand. Understand, the only way to fix it, the only way to shut down the Salcott and save that $500 million, the only way to end the reign of those who using public health as a means for them to enrich their short and hairy selves, the only way to turn this country around, to end the reign of the food importers and to grow food in this country. The only way. Look at Suzette Lauer. Every time Suzette talk, you know she's a critical thinker, but she's not a team player, because if she was a team player, she would have stayed in the PEP. Everything in her heart and her soul make her want nothing to do with the PNM and the UNC. It takes a level of self-hatred for you and your family to look now. They offer me the world to run for Diego Martin Central. After Section 34, the first march, Rowley March, nobody marched with Rowley. The second march, when David Abdullah came to me. So the woman who posted on my wall today, when we post how Philip will fix it, she posts a picture of Orville London, Keith Rowley, David Abdullah, me, Ansel Roger, me. I said that was the end of the Section 34 march, where the corrupt UNC passed a law to free white-collar criminals. And yes, we fixed that too. And they offer me the world. They don't deny it. Now, how come you never come out and deny it? They offer me the world to run Diego Martin. To run for Diego Martin Central. Offer me the world on the other side. To run UNC for Diego Martin West. No thank you. I run on my own shirt, on my own ticket. I run independent against Keith Rowley. I stand up by the traffic light and I give out my flyers. Marsha knew. Marsha O'Reilly, she was my very good friend then, and she knew, she saw what it took to really stand up in this country. And it is not for the faint of heart to do what we do. So you could tell me what you want about any of my members. They go through this year and come out that year. I don't surround myself with people guilty of wrongdoing. Mark Bedo, who for a minute wanted to be a candidate, and we stood by him. When the media called, they say, you know, you have a man who went to jail in America. I say they have people in Parliament in Trinidad and Tobago who should be in jail. No. So what's the difference? What's the difference? I stand by Mark Bedo. But Mark, his family, couldn't take the victimization. So he will do his little videos and things. But they couldn't take the victimization of standing up for elections and going against the contract mafia. Because if you're in a business in Trinidad and Tobago, you're going to be dependent on them saying. So when you see my team, pay them some respect. When you see my team, know that those are people with capacities and capabilities better than any politician in this country. Because if you know a single standing politician, name them, who could do what we did in the past 4 years. Ask Dilworth Braffett, he came on to the PEP a month after we formed, and he see everything I do. He was in an inner group of the heart of the party. We used to call it the Bat Cave. And he see every step we took. He's not based in Trinidad. He's in the United States Army. But he see and he know. And when he come out of PEP, he tried 3 times and failed. Keith Rowley can't do what I do. Kamla Prasad Bisesa cannot do what I do. Kamla cannot build a party. Kamla could barely hold the party she have together, and relying on Rowley being a mirror of evil for her to be able to stand. She is Rowley's mirror of evil. But Keith Rowley can't build a tent, much less a party. Look at Caroline C. Prasad Bechan, who inherited the mighty Congress of the People and couldn't but chop nothing. Life support. CPR. Tonight they're blowing into the nose hole, trying to get air. Congress people dead. And you had so much promise. You can't build that back. They don't have one standing politician. Ask Steve Alvarez, we talk every day. Steve Alvarez has talked to him in the morning. Ask Steve. Ask Steve with the DPTT. Ask him how much time he wrap up. He said, I'm done. I'm done with politics. I'm done. Ask Steve Alvarez how hard it was. How hard it was for him to continue, just him, as a one-man show. Ask him. And the reason I'm saying that to you is that when you see my team with the staff and the simple robes, show them some respect. They have no political movement in this country as honest and as decent, as forthright, as compassionate as these people. This is the closest I have come to walking with God. Politically, these people put themselves at inhuman. Janice Lemon Creaky. Janice's brother owned a political party. Harold Creaky. And Harold all over the place with his one-man show. He can't get beyond that. Janice, and we had to talk about that early meeting. Janice said, Harold and I live in the same house. Our politics different. Janice had to lose her job for politics. Janice get a new job and they tell her you can't be involved in politics, and she's still straining at the least. She went and she said, listen, if I can't be the PRO for the party, at least I could be the MC for the meetings. You can't tell me nothing about that. I said, that for sure. She do that. When you see Janice Lemon Creaky, show her some respect. That lady, with all of the things that she had to do with her life, raise her family, run her home, bury her father, she did all of that and still helped build this movement. When you see our people, stop up for a while, chat with them a little bit. Tell yourself, this is holy ground where we're standing up here. We need your help. We need your volunteers. We need volunteers on election day. We need volunteers to make sure that the PNM don't thief the election. We need to count the votes at the end of the day, and it is mission critical. We need you to sign up with your candidate in your constituency. Reach out to Michelle and tell her, that Michelle Davis, that you would like to be a volunteer, or reach out to the candidates directly in your constituency. Those of you who do not know, reach out to your candidates. Reach out to Gail Castaneda in Port of Spain South. Reach out to Anthony Henry in Kumuto Manzanilla. Reach out to Alice Narayan in Faizabad. Reach out to Dave Babwa in Karani East. Reach out to Matthew Gibbs in Chaguanas East. Reach out to Alberta Perdine in Barataria Sawa. Reach out to Sasha Ali in Orapush West. Reach out to Sterling Leha in Mayaro. Reach out to Carl Henry in Tabakit. Reach out to Bennett Thomas in La Hoqueta Talparo. Reach out to Akil Camps in St. Anne's East. Reach out to Kevon Fernandez in Toko San Grande. Reach out to Usha Debedine in Couva North. Reach out to Christopher Roberts in Lavantil East Morva. Reach out to Sharon Hernandez in Arima. Reach out to Lima McLeod Wilkinson, Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West. Reach out to Kim Young Lau, Princess Town. Reach out to Satish Ramsaran, St. Augustine. Reach out to Natalia Moore, Lavantil West. Reach out to Lorena Lucian, Caroni Central. Reach out to Dominic Lopez, Lopino Bonnier West. Reach out to Felicia Holder, Diego Martin Central. Reach out to Maurice Downs in Tunapuna. Reach out to Marvin Howard in Pointe-à-Pierre. Reach out to Rondell Glasgow in Labre. Reach out to Kenisha Ramsunda in Point Fortin. Reach out to Benison Jagassar in San Fernando West. And they have a candidate in Diego Martin Northeast, a fellow with a big mouth. They say he arrogant, but I want to tell you something. If he pick it up, he like a pit bull. If he bite down, he ain't let him go till it bleed. We need your help. We need financial contributions. We in the last 11 days. Trust me, I have nothing to beg you for after this. Dig deep. Please stand with us. Help us. Help us. Help us. Help us. Help you. Help us. Help you. Help us to help you. Help us build a better Trinidad today. Help us. We need your help. We need your financial help. We need your volunteers. We need your support. We need you talking to your neighbor, talking to your family.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell our country's fate. But use it well.
done, and you can't reach the wall. Why? There's a flood on the road. 9 o'clock on the dot. You're in the same spot. Why? Organized crime. It's organized crime. Everywhere you turn, crime and more crime. White collar crime, blue collar crime, no collar crime. We're running out of time. There we go now. 9 o'clock in the morning. 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 9 o'clock on the dot. No food in the pot. Why?
I want to tell Rowley and Kamala, if you're afraid to debate, let me do an extempo. Let me do something now. People here all there, unscripted. You're really big on your daddy belly, you just say what you have. Stand up. Come out. Come out and stand up. Talk. Let people see who really have the ability.
$3 trillion spent, nothing to show. That's how it goes in a landing building.
Right as your Facebook status, I'm voting PDP. Just right. I'm voting PDP.
Public health
I'm
failed.
voting
Public
Progressive
works failed.
Empowerment Party.
Local government
Show them.
failed. Central government failed. 57 years. Tears. 57 years. Press. No bread in the kitchen. No gas in the car. No water in the pipe. Everybody by the bar. Hole in the pavement. Hole in your shoe. Hole in your wallet. There's only holes for you.
Progressive Empowerment Party, PNT, we vote in PP. Say PNT, Progressive Empowerment Party. No time for real, we don't want no exchange. PEP is real, rest of them is exchange. No time for real, we don't want no exchange. No time for real, PEP, whoa, PEP, whoa, PEP, whoa, PEP. Say PNT, we vote in PP. Say PNT, Progressive Empowerment Party, PNT, we vote in PP. Put checks by PP, Progressive Empowerment Party. No time for real, we don't want no exchange. PEP is real, rest of them is exchange. No time for real, we don't want no exchange. No time for real, PEP, whoa, PEP, whoa, PEP, whoa, PEP. Say PNT, we vote in PP. Say PNT, Progressive Empowerment Party, PNT, we vote in PP. Put checks by PP, Progressive Empowerment Party. Save TNT, vote PEP.
August 10th, save TNT for PEP.
Well, the only solution, see, is an orange revolution. Big up Philip and all the peppers. We out here to make things better. It's too much again, too much messing with the brains. Time for we to break all the chains. Too much pain, too much money down the drain. TNT, time for real change. Too much again, too much messing with the brains. Time for we to break all the chains. Too much pain, too much money down the drain. TNT, time for real change. It's time we get some good governance. Time we get some real performance. Time we give someone new a chance. Go up to now, we ain't get big plans. Time we put things in proper place. Time we stop waste, we vote on race. This government government is gimmicks and games. Vote PEP, it's time for real change. We fed up on the yellow, we fed up on the red. So this round we voted orange instead. We fed up on the yellow, we fed up on the red. So this round we voted orange instead. But sweet TNT needs to be free. If you love your country, vote PEP. Sweet TNT needs to be free. If you love your country, vote PEP. It's too much again, too much messing with we brains. Time for we to break all the chains. Too much pain, too much money down the drain. TNT, time for real change. Too much again, too much messing with we brains. Time for we to break all the chains. Too much pain, too much money down the drain. TNT, time for real change. So much I suffer, so much I die. So much of time we turn a blind eye. So much I fall, so much I cry. So much you catch we ask to get by. So many times we give them a blight. It's time we give someone new a try. Cause we fed up on the yellow, we fed up on the red. So this round we voted orange instead. We fed up on the yellow, we fed up on the red. So this round we voted the orange instead. Hey, sweet TNT needs to be free. If you love your country, vote PEP. Sweet TNT needs to be free. If you love your country, vote PEP. Vote PEP, is that easy? Vote PEP if you love your country. Hey, vote PEP, is that easy? Vote PEP if you love your country. Because it's too much against, too much messing with we brains. Time for we to break all the chains. Too much pain, too much money down the drain. TNT, time for real change. Cause it's too much again, too much messing with we brains. Time for we to break all the chains. Too much pain, too much money down the drain. TNT, time for real change. To break all the chains. Philip and all the peppers, we out here to make things better.
Out and bad. Big up. The reality, aside from all of that, a woman messaged me tonight. She asked me to take down the picture of my injured relative because we afraid victimization. We just wanted help. Don't want nobody to know. No problem. Pull it down. But you see, ma'am, this is hide and seek politics. When you message me to help you with your relative, you message the Orange Army. It is the power of this united movement that will motivate and mobilize anybody that rushes to your assistance. So they need to know what is being done in their name. And I want you to hear and understand, your relative's illness can propel me to greatness. I show in Trinidad and Tobago that we will stand up with you, even though we don't know you and can't pick you out from Adam. So, just so you know. NACTA said its poll shows that right now almost 2/5 as a new number. As a new number. 2/5 of the electorate won't vote. So, that's about 400,000 people not voted, according to NACTA, from the handful of rice. It opined that this year may hold the record of lowest enthusiasm of voting because of the rejection of both the PNM and the UNC. Voters would have preferred another party in all of the constituencies. On the disappointment, nevertheless, NACTA will ask the people, hear this, PNM, UNC, other. But NACTA knows, the North American Teachers Training Association, wherever the hell the name is, knows. When they sample 522, 520 likely voters out of 1.4 million you sampled. But NACTA, I bet you this. Somebody get this to NACTA. Satish, I know he's your partner. Message this part of the video to him. Poll PEP. Go back to the same 520 people you polled and tell them between PNM, UNC, and PEP, who's your choice? Just poll that. And if PEP don't win, I will switch off this profile and I will resign from politics, never to be heard from again on any issue in Trinidad and Tobago. If the Progressive Empowerment Party is not the lead organization in your poll, I will stop now. Now, listen to me. Poll, PNM, UNC, PEP. But the reason NACTA can't is because the people who paying for NACTA draws and underarm deodorant will pull their funding because Newsday would have to announce PEP in the lead. And that will start a political tremor in this country. Contract mafia members will start to throw millions. Kill him! That's nothing else you can do, kill him! That's where they gonna go. Because it's frightening them. Them burning the midnight oil in the cathedral downtown, burning, praying rosary, the beads. Mommy, bring a new rosary now. Beads wearing down here. You try to pray against me, boy. PNM put out blood. Cover yourself in the blood. Cover yourself in the blood of Satan if it's PNM. PNM ain't no God. PNM couldn't know God. If PNM had ever know anything about God, they couldn't have a cross from Westmeads on Diego Martin Main Road. They couldn't have an open hole on the sidewalk with three piece of construction steel. Stick out the hole 3 feet out in the air. If you fall, it impale you and kill you dead. PNM can't care about people. Don't care about PNM. Don't care about nobody. And UNC just want to rob you. UNC just want to put a hand in all your pockets. Just excuse us for a second. We just want to see where you have so we can take it. UNC is the political party that invented investor banditry. Patrick Manning, when he watched what Pandey did, when he watched what Ish and Steve and Brian as political investors did, Manning came back with cold heart and did the same thing. UNC invented. So Williams was a crook. He was an out and out crook. His daughter is one of the wealthiest women in the world. And where she get that money from? Where? But anyway, going forward, Trinidad and Tobago, going forward from here, the only way to rescue this country, the only way to save TNT is to vote PEP. There is no other option for us as a nation. If you vote the UNC into office, all they will do is continue the romp through our treasury that they were interrupted last time they was there. The only thing the PNM interested in now, right after, you see they're ducking 8 cases of COVID today. So the same jackass, how you could have locked the country down for 1 case, Terrence, and we have 8 cases now and that's okay? How? How is it okay now? You locked the whole country down when we had 1 case from abroad. We have 8 cases today alone. How come we are shutting down? Because all you're bright. All you think all you're bright, all you think all your followers stupid. And that is between you and your followers. But I here to tell Trinidad and Tobago something. Them fellas, right after the election, 3 things going to happen. Lockdown, devaluation, martial law. That's the PNM's plan. And they have a justification for all 3 lined up for the slave catchers to come out and tell you that you're not a real black person if you don't agree with PNM policy of how to abuse and take you apart. I'm going to play one more song for you, you know. I don't find all as motivated. And I gotta channel my inner pastor to get you to part with some of that money. Because we really need the help. Felicia hold on that messaging me. I want Felicia to message me and tell me, yes, Philip, the investors are investing. We are getting donations. Because right now the mission is to rescue the country. And the only way to rescue Trinidad and Tobago, the only way to rescue Trinidad and Tobago is to get rid of the PNM and UNC. The only way to rescue Trinidad and Tobago is to vote them in the dustbin of our history. The only way to rescue Trinidad and Tobago is to break the chains, shatter the strongholds, and scatter the evils to the 4 winds. Break the chains that holding your mind hostage. Break it. shatter the stronghold in your mind. They're telling you as an Indian, so I have to vote for Indian. A black, I had to vote black. Because voting Indian and voting black never worked for you before. The country was still a shithole. Scatter the evil that upholds the PNM and the UNC to the four winds. We need a better children. We need a donation. We need you to help every single person on this live right now. Give us $1,000. Help the party. I got this man today. Say you can't be the change. I said, well, I and you together will do the change. You have to want it just as bad as I can't do this alone.
Every day I sit and wonder how this sweet island gets so bitter. Low salary but cost of living gets higher. We inhumane behavior, things don't turn upside down. Smiling faces becomes a frown. Guns the law, we now live in fear. People no longer seems to care. My heart is filled with pain and agony. I see a man begging for mercy. They rob him and they shoot up me body. I can't take no more. I pray for me safely. Bring it back, sweetie and tea. Bring it back. Land of the milk and honey. Bring it back, sweet family. The way that it used to be. Bring it back, like long ago. Bring it what back. Was mine was yours too. Bring it back, peace and harmony. My red, white and black country.
Right now, it's Trinidadians who outside, who escape PNM and UNC. The only way to fix it that they can live over is to but I
all I see is darkness all over. Stray bullets have running for cover. Shedding tears has become so natural. Humans behaving more like animals. No respect for values anymore. Even the lawmakers breaking the law. Who can we trust? Tell me who to save. Each day undertakers dig new graves. Wailing and balling is the new band launches. New sizes of boxes we measure it. Never you know so you're here in the morning. Live for a movie it's in Bego now show it. Bring it back, sweetie.
This man and Lord Brave boy is a genius boy. Listen, a man messaged me how deep the big boy fell his fishes and loaves. I say I know it. Don't think you're good. Just put what you could. Help us because we're doing what we could. We have 11 more days and I'm telling you, I want to build a mountain to stand up on to tell people, come. This is the way to the promised land. We want to lead you to Trinidad and Tobago where you have water in your taps, where your children go to a prestige school, where public health is not a disaster, where you have to find Philip and beg him to help your relative, where the price of food don't require a mortgage, where a mortgage is possible for you to own a home, where if you want a job, they have better jobs than stuffing French fries and twirling back off. We want to give you a country where the disabled are treated with respect and the environment and the animals are respected also. We want to be able to tell you that the country doesn't have to be a gangster's paradise where criminals in parliament use white collar crime to thief everything that your children should be inherited.
Look how we children them going astray, and the poor hold on to faith. It's there. So all we have a message and play down. Many go pay time to call. So
I sit down after the meeting, lean over on a cushion and find myself sleeping there. This is my holiday. When I broke the Satish, I came to this one. When I watch for these Sundays, they're tired and exhausted. Taking people and pushing. We need their help. Trying to do it. We're cutting a new road. This is it. This next week. Next week, the whole country will help. Next week, people want hush. Vote to the left. That's where we're going. Help us in the message.
Peace and harmony. My red, white, and black country. I
Every situation in your hand, you can create and you can destroy. You turn our sorrows into joy. Forgive us, Father, we have sinned. Turn back the sword, oh Lord, I plead it. Change the hearts of the wicked ones. Guide and protect all your daughters and sons. Through this perilous times, I know with you on board, blessings will flow. TNT will again arise. Through the sweet, sweet paradise. Bring it sweet TNT. Bring it back. Love the milk and honey. Bring it back. Sweet family. The way that it used to be, Lord. Like long ago. What was mine was yours too. Bring it back. Peace and harmony. My red, white and black country. Bring it back, I say. Bring it back, I say. Bring it back, I say. Bring it back. When it take a village to grow a child, and all we do was smile. Bring the country back, I say. Bring it back. When we eat from the same pot, bring it back. We drink from the same cup. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. My red, white, and black country. Bring it back. When we look out for each other, bring it back. We were all brothers keepers. Bring it back. My red, white, and black country. Bring it back. Sweet family. Bring it back. Bring it back. My red, white, and black country.
We need your help. Joke and fun aside, I am entertaining, and I know that. Pretty to look at, nice to listen to, but this is a mission, and there is an army behind me. There are hundreds of thousands of people that don't even know they're dependent on what you do tonight. We are walking to the promised land. We are going to a Trinidad and Tobago that we only dreamt of for all these years. The mission is to rescue Sweet TNT. That's the only purpose of the PAP. We have no interest in being better than nobody and worse than nobody and bigger or stronger or richer or taller. We just here to transform our country away from a corrupt criminal gangster's paradise divided by race and herded like sheep, and free our people. We want them free. We want Trinidadians and Tobagonians to be managed, to talk their mind, to speak how they feel. When you see Eric Williams took away your right to have a say in the parliament, and Carl Hudson Phillips wrote the Public Order Act that made it illegal for you to march, we have to delete all of that from our country. We have to erase it. We have to go in the parliament with black disinfectant and bleach. We have to scrub all the grout between the marble and the tiles. We have to dig out the dirt that collect there, all the crime, all the sins. We have to take it out. We have to clean it out. We have to bring priest, pundit, imam, Baptist. We have to bring everybody inside there. We have to do Shango. We have to burn sage. We have to open the windows, open the doors. Let fresh breeze blow. Let it blow through the parliament. Let the people know across the road in Woodford Square, erect a massive roof. This time we are renting it. Not like the $100 million they rent from the scaffold partner. We put up a proper roof with some nice fans and chairs, and we put in big screens outside the Red House. So when things going on inside the Red House, 100,000 people could come and look, and 100,000 people could come and listen. And the moment the cabinet make a decision, unless it is national security, within 24 hours, the entire cabinet meeting is published, because it's not supposed to be secret, and it's not supposed to be hidden from you unless it is national security. Any transaction that is engaged with the state and the government must be published in the Gazette within 7 days. No alphabet soup of companies. Publish the beneficial shareholders, the names of the directors, and and who negotiated with whom. We create a very robust and transparent tender system that disconnects the man asking for the item from the man supplying the item. The decision maker separates the two of them. We could do all of this. It's how it should. The item, the decision maker separates the two of them. We could do all of this. It's how it should have been done. You could have a better country. This is not old talk. You understand that the water system could be fixed. You understand the demand makes sense. When you talk about security nation's borders, so the drugs and the guns and the human trafficking could stop, demand makes sense. When you say move the offices of state out to the center of the country, out of the outer port of Spain to the center of the country, so the 300,000 people in traffic every day for 3 and 4 hours could done. Demand makes sense. It all makes sense. If all the children get the same kind of school, with the same kind of teacher, with the same kind of curriculum, everybody in prestige school, it makes sense. If our land was growing food instead of growing razor grass and Cineplex, we'd be paying cents on the dollar for food. It makes sense. We'll be food self-sufficient. So if a coronavirus come and wipe out the world food supply, it still don't starve we. It makes sense. The man makes so much sense. So if it making sense to you, I may not be black enough or Indian enough or tall enough or strong enough or rich enough, but I am man enough and I am Philip enough and we are Trinidadian enough and we are standing up here for you and we are standing up here for all of us. My motives for being in politics is selfish, you know. I don't want to grow old in the next man's land. I want to come to the end of my days in the nation that I used to run, where I bust my knee and break my foot. I want to be in a Trinidad and Tobago to the very end. To the very end. I don't want papers and green card and stamp in my passport. I want to be a Trini to the very end. I want to tell all you on my bucket list. All my brothers and sisters outside. My brother Paul Alexander, one of the brightest epidemiologists on the planet, all he wants right now is to come home. But he can't come home because down here, he'd be working in somebody's shoe store, measuring the length of your foot. Abroad, he become one of the best epidemiologists on the planet. All of our people left here to go and find a better way. Carl Jacobs sing that in Trinity to the Bone. He said, Lord, I hope Trinity to the bone. But I had to leave here to go and make my way. How in a country that had earned and spent $3 trillion, how did our people need to have to leave here to go and make their way in another man's land? Here there was king, here is queen, prince and princess, heir to the throne, inheritors of everything, stakeholders and shareholders. How come you had to leave here to go and find your fortune when you're born into your fortune here? How come? How come Harry back and his family have 10 generations of fortune and you don't have none? And you this time that you're going to vote, vote for mommy, vote for daddy, whether they're alive or dead. Vote for your children and your grandchildren. Vote for your brothers and your sisters. Vote for anybody that you love. I was driving down a road today and I was in a hurry. I was driving fast and I thought I was coming to a side street, and in my mind I thought I saw an image of my child run out the street, and I stopped one time and slow right down. Because if you could feel compassion for your own, feel compassion for everybody own. See your loved ones every sufferer in this country. See your loved ones sitting down in casualty tonight, because I could bet you money they have 20 people sit down in casualty in Trinidad and Tobago tonight waiting for somebody to attend to them. See your family there. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel. See your child in common entrance results, because 20,000 get 20,000 do exam, 2,000 pass, the rest also ran. Look at your tears on your child face, knowing that he or she did their best. System failed them and they have to come up. They interrupt in the live, so they sending me a notice, last call. You want a better Trinidad and Tobago. It can't just be that we continue on like this. No $500 in no jersey could pay for the pain and the suffering of these people. Forget the people you don't know. Think about the people you do. Don't wait to get a story that some friend of yours, some family of yours get in an accident, and by the time the ambulance reach, they done dead. Or the ambulance pick them up, and by the time they reach the hospital, they done dead. How much stories you hear like that? You're in the wrong place, in the wrong time, you collect a bullet. Because they wouldn't secure the borders, because the cocaine need to keep passing, and the cocaine dollars need to keep laundering, so they wouldn't secure the borders. And how long we talking that? And if they had secured the borders, somebody if Pep was in office and they had security borders, we have no second wave, because none of terror systems in place to hold and treat and manage. We would have been modeling and preparing for crisis and emergency, as every nation on the planet does, except us. We could have had, for all of our 58 years, a country that the rest of the world aspire to be. Instead, we've allowed a few to abuse public office to their and their friends' financial benefit, and put the rest of us at risk to pain, hurt, squalor, and death. On her belly, damn on her backbone. If I'm going to stand for somebody, I'm going to stand for somebody who's standing up for me. And if you want a better TNT, vote PEP. Until tomorrow, stay safe.